Hello, welcome back. You may have noticed that I missed my episode this past week of Intern's Oddities, so first off, I would like to apologize for that. And I've just been very distracted with some stuff going on lately and very busy with work, but not trying to make excuses. I apologize. And I will own up for that, and I will once again do better. And I wanted to say that I also noticed that, sometimes I have some trouble replying to everybody in the YouTube comments because while the videos are pre-recorded and I'm usually at work during 4 p.m. my time, Central Standard Time. I believe it would likely be about 5 p.m. in other time zone in Eastern Time. But I'm usually at work when the video is airing, is the point I'm trying to make. So I don't exactly have the most opportune times to reply to the comments or be here for a live stream. If someone were to be in the chat room and wanted to chat, I wouldn't be able to communicate with you directly. And I feel that, I've been trying to deal with that, but I feel that's not fair to you and that's not fair to me, and that's not the kind of community that we want to build here. We're not trying to be deceitful. It is pre-recorded, and I try to, reply in the comments as I can, but I feel I have a better solution. So, starting this Saturday, I am moving the time slot to the regular show time at 10:09 Central, 10 Eastern, 9 Central Standard Time. And I believe that will be better for everybody involved because that will be more in line with the time that we normally air the show on Thursdays, as well as allow me to actually be here live to actually communicate with you directly. And I feel that would be better for everyone involved. So while we're on hiatus right now, there are a few more things that I would like to do before we get back into our normal videos. So one video I'm going to do this weekend on my next episode of Uncanny, Oddities. You may have noticed I recently started labeling it Uncanny Oddities instead of the Intern's Oddities, to signify my promotion. Not trying to brag, but yay. So I got to do better. I know I got to do better, and I apologize, and I will take this more seriously, and I will bring you better content and more content, and I will be this weekend. I will be discussing the Roman storm trial and what that means for privacy and digital sovereignty for people. And you know what? We need a digital bill of rights. And I've seen, this has been spreading around a little bit lately. I've seen a few YouTube videos about it. And, I was talking to someone earlier, and I don't know if they really want, me to mention their name. So I will withhold their name for anonymity. But someone else mentioned it when I was talking to them earlier, and so I think I will spread this forward and also mention it while I'm here. We need a digital bill of rights, and that is one of the best ways, one of the only ways that we can regain our privacy. And there's going to be a lot to deal with. It's going to be very complicated. It's going to take a long time. It's going to be very expensive, cost people a lot of money, and there's going to be a lot of legal battles to get this pushed through. But I believe that is our best chance at regaining our digital sovereignty and regaining our true privacy. And what this means is we need to encourage people to start using encrypted messaging apps with end-to-end encryption, like user to user, no third party. And we need to just tell the government that they have no right to our private data, stuff like that. But just to clarify, these are my own personal opinions. I'm not speaking for this Uncanny Earth at this moment. This is my own personal call to action, as it were, because I am starting to take computer science classes very soon. I start college on Monday, actually, and next Monday. And I've been looking into, privacy lately and digital privacy. And it's just, it's kind of sad when you really start looking into it, how difficult it can be to maintain actual true privacy. Like it almost feels borderline illegal to maintain true privacy. It's not, but it's so difficult. Like you got to jump through so many hoops and there's so much you have to try to remember, but I'm not trying to get into all that right now or rant about that. I just want everyone to know that your privacy is important. And I have been one of you for the longest time, just being like, but the convenience, I want this, I want that. So I will, suspend my privacy. Oh, they already know everything about me anyway. So who cares, And I get that. I do. I understand that mindset. But at the same time, it's getting worse. And it's not going to get any better until people start taking a stand. And you can do that legally. There are many legal ways that you can stand up for your privacy, such as spreading the word and letting people know that we need to start thinking about how we may end up drafting a digital bill of rights for everyone involved on the internet, because their invasion of privacy, it's going too far. We cannot accept this. And that is just, as I said before, my own personal opinion. And I will be discussing the Roman Storm case this weekend on the Uncanny Oddities. And this one is very important to me. And I just want people to understand that coding does not institute a crime. I do not believe that privacy should be illegal. And I believe that just because someone made an app designed for privacy does not mean that they should be held responsible for what bad apples or a couple of bad people do with their app. Because they simply used open source software, meaning that anyone can modify the code, and it's available on the internet publicly for free for anyone to download. And they used open source software to commit a crime. Yes, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to say too much. We will get into that next week, and we will discuss how the outcome of this final charge for Roman Storm could potentially be such a big deal that it could make privacy illegal. But we'll get deeper into that next time. So thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for your understanding. And as I've said before, and apparently failed to do, I will once again try to do better. I am sorry. I love you all. Thank you for sticking through this with me, and I will see you on Saturday.